Oh, wait. Sorry, go.
You can tell this is our first interview of the day.
I was in Portsmouth, finding out about crime, the police, and attitudes towards their local neighbourhood watch association, run by Chairman Paul Barker.
We've been chatting to him for 3 or 4 months now, setting up this interview. He seems like a character. He's a very genuine dude, very happy to help us, so it's going to be very interesting. See how it goes.
My first stop was town centre to see how much the public understood about their local neighbourhood watch.
Have you ever heard of the Portsmouth Neighbourhood Watch Association?
No. Not specifically, no.
Vaguely, but not really.
No.
Yes.
Have they ever affected you personally?
No.
After an uninformative and frankly disappointing morning, it was time to head to Chelsea to meet Paul himself.
Hi guys.
Hi everyone. Good to see you.
Very much. Nice to see you.
Do you want no shoes on?
You alright,
Oh,
mate?
you're not videoing
How you
already,
doing?
are you? That's a left-handed
So how you
shave.
doing? Sorry.
To relax everyone, we began by finding out more about him personally.
6. See my left hand stripes down the shoulder. And my wife's French, Christiane, you met her earlier.
Yeah.
And 25 years later, we were on holiday in Singapore drinking cocktails.
All right.
First Dan Taekwondo certificate, 10 years of training. My daughter I started doing Taekwondo when my daughter was 7 because I wanted to learn a martial art, and we went to the same club. But she got a black belt when she was 10.
Oh wow.
I'd hurt my cruciate ligament in the middle of it, so it took me another year and a half after that. But so I was very proud of getting that. But so they bought me 10 little houses, and I started making a model village. So when we went to Italy, they bought me that roundabout, that bridge, and this statue, bridge, and that, and so I made a little extra bit on the end. We found my daughter's first car, a gold Mini with a black roof.
At the door.
Yeah.
With the guests arriving and the crew showing the utmost professionalism, it was time for the meeting to begin.
Okay, so
You've really shut yourself.
that's what it looks like. Welcome to the Neighbourhood Watch meeting, our Christmas special, this one. We haven't got the PCSO, but they have sent me a list of crime that's been happening in the last 3 months. It's pretty straightforward stuff. My name is Paul Barker. I'm chairman of the Portsmouth Neighbourhood Watch Association.
And could you start off by telling us a little bit about the NWA?
Okay, so the Neighbourhood Watch is an organisation to generate community spirit within streets and to make people crime aware. In Portsmouth, we've got about 150 street reps. We send them information to get from the police and from local dignitaries and things, all about crime and what to avoid in Portsmouth. Okay, so opportunists always walk around Portsmouth pinching stuff. The lady on the house over the road, the cleaning lady left the kitchen door open for 10 seconds. The man walked in, stole a handbag and was gone. But, because we're in the Neighbourhood Watch, Sandra next door gave the PCSO a picture of what he looked like, and they knew him. And arrested him, and he went to prison for that. So that was because of the Neighbourhood Watch. So it's all good stuff on that.
That's what I seen it, wasn't it?
Pardon?
I spotted him going in there.
Yeah, you did.
How long have you been the chairman for?
About 10 years. We've been living here for 23 years, and I've been the street rep. The first 6 weeks I was here, the existing rep said he'd had enough of it and he wanted someone else to do it, so I started it then, and I'm still doing it now. Time flies and things, go past, but as a project manager in my previous job before I retired, I had 3 or 4 meetings a day, so organising one every 4 months wasn't difficult. So it's fairly straightforward stuff.
How have you noticed attendance change? Like, what was the turnout at the beginning when you were running these meetings?
Well, in our street it was already organised, and they're all kind of little party animals, so they've always been popular and well attended. I think once, I don't know what happened, we only had 4 blokes, but we had a brilliant time. It's like a lad's night out. When I used to work in the previous job, I used to run some social activities, and I always felt even if only 4 people came instead of 40, as long as those 4 enjoyed it, it was worth doing it. And the same goes to the neighbourhood watch. You know, that was one of the better meetings we had before, blokes. We all got drunk. It's very, very simple. All you need as a street rep is an email. We send you the information, and all we ask is that you ask others in the street to give you their email, and you pass the information on. So when the police are looking for a white van with a red clown on the side, it's not just 4 PCSOs looking for it. It's 5,000 neighbourhood watch reps. That's 10,000 eyes instead of 8. I'm passing around the telephone number list, which I don't think I've got your phone numbers yet.
Okay.
So if someone notices your car's been broken into or you've gone to walk the dog, they can ring you on your mobile or whatever. We don't pester each other. Yeah. So I'll pass that round. But I'll need to get some pens for you.
What do you think about the police?
I think, like every group, you get good ones and not so good ones. But in my experience, most of them are very good, very overworked, very busy, especially today. I mean, that's something that's changed. They've stopped recruiting PCSOs, but there's still the same amount of work. But some police stations have 1 instead of 5 for a beat, and there's still 5. He's got to do 5 people's work. So it's difficult. They do their best. They're fighting some horrible, violent crimes and drugs and things in Portsmouth, and you just don't see this. People complain, oh, someone was nicking my plant pot. I called the police and no one came. But, you know, when someone's been beaten up by their husband or their wife, you know, that's not a priority, someone stealing a plant pot. I'm hoping it will get better if we recruit more police, which should happen, hopefully, in the next year, 6 months.
Would you say you have lost faith in the police at all?
I understand why they're having difficulties. If you ring 999 today, there's no guarantee you're going to get a policeman to come. And I don't agree with that. I think that's wrong, but it's not the policeman's fault. There's not enough police in Portsmouth to deal with that sort of crime and activity, to cover everything. If your business gets burgled, you won't get a policeman to visit for days. If you ring and say your plant pot's been stolen, you probably won't get a policeman coming round. So you can understand they've got things to do which are very, very important, which they get on with. I haven't lost faith in the fact that they're not doing everything because it's not their fault.
Do you feel safe?
I do, because I'm a second dan black belt in taekwondo. So if someone was to pick on me, I'm hoping after 20 years of training that I might be able to look after myself, but there's no guarantee. My mum, who's 89 and lives along the seafront, doesn't go out when it's dark because she's worried someone's going to try and mug her. So she has a worry there. So again, it depends on the person. I mean, there's places in Portsmouth I wouldn't be comfortable walking round at 10 o'clock at night. But if I've been to the pub and it's 11:30, midnight, and I'm walking home, I don't think, oh my God, I'm going to get into trouble here.
Do you believe that the neighbourhood watch is making a difference?
Oh, undoubtedly. Yes.
Certainly, without a doubt.
Very good, yeah. Everyone's got everyone's back, so it seems. But yeah, good.
We look out for each other. Yeah. We get information. It's good.
There doesn't seem so much going on in this area as others locally. So I think Selsey Avenue and the surrounding streets, I think the neighbourhood watch is well known, so people don't come here so much. These days, especially if they see me hanging out the window. They say, oh, that knows the old man again, because I'm always watching out.
My time in Portsmouth was over. After various meetings and interviews, I was struck by the real sense of community groups like this inspire.
Tonight about the Neighbourhood Watch Association.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
It wasn't about the nameless faces on the street who might have no reason to have heard of the watch. It's about the people within that community and the man who makes it possible.
If you're lucky.